I got stung by 5 wasps at once. I'm not afraid of a bee.
Is that when we were at the...
Yes, it was. Thanks to Aaron. He's like, hey, Cameron, here's some wasp spray. Go spray that wasp nest. Okay, Aaron.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Aaron, there's nothing in this can. Oh, well, I made some mad. I think they're going to sting me now. Oh, ouch, 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 ouch. That was 5 stings all at onst.
Bing, 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 bing.
Aaron, you can do the rest. Hands me an empty can. There's a little bit in it to start it. So like there's 3 nests. I went to the first nest and I had enough spray in the can to do the first nest. So then I was like, okay, I can keep going because I didn't even think it because I did the first nest just fine. Go to the second nest, start spraying, like after just a little bit comes out, stops. Wasps aren't even affected, but they're mad, so they come straight for my hand, which is right there.
That's why you throw the can.
Stung by 5 things. So we're in an airsoft war, right? And there's this giant valley stuff, and I'm on Talon's team, right? And the other team is a defend game, and our team is the attacking team. And so we do a charge maneuver, and Talon tried to sneak behind them. But to his avail, he got nothing but caught off guard by some guy.
15 miles an hour.
By some guy who held him at, Talon ran past the guy and he popped out behind a bush and got Talon at gunpoint and Talon surrendered, right? So Talon's down on his knees and all of us are shooting, right? And then all of a sudden we hear a loud yell from Talon. We all can see him in clear day. And he yells, I surrender to no one! Pulls out his sniper rifle, sticks it under his chin, and shoots point blank into his neck.
Are you serious?
Oh my
And then he flops over like he died. All of us freak out. The war stops. We run over to see if he's okay. We're like, Talon, Talon. He's like, yeah, I'm fine.
Dylan climbs him a pop. Tyler
Looked at his neck. Blood gushing everywhere from the spot. It wasn't a dangerous spot because it was like under the chin, not neck, but it was like, and his thick chin blocked it. But there was blood everywhere.
What are you trying to say there, Cam?
I'm saying
Thick
Talon's
chin,
got a
huh?
noble chin. So there's this game called Risk 2210, and in this game there's a player who rolls an 8-sided dice and another player that rolls a 6-sided dice. And the player who rolled the 8-sided dice rolled an 8. And technically it's impossible to roll anything that can be an 8 with the 6-sided dice. But our friend, with so much courage and
there you go.
pure passion, picks up his 6-sided dice, and our friend looks at him and says, bro, you can't beat an 8. And he looks at him with dead set eyes and goes, let me try.
So there is a group of terrorists called Red Cell, and they were just a bunch of Navy guys that they let go because they were too unorthodox and they were too wild to control, so they got pissed off. So what they did is they drove a Jeep filled with red smoke into the commander's housing, and once it hit the building, it exploded and lit up the red smoke as sort of like a symbol that if that would have been an actual car bomb, that all the commanders would have been dead. So shortly after that, they took over the base, and my dad and his test crew, they were starting a new unit of explosive ordnance disposal, and they gathered all the just the toughest guys they could gather up for this group. But they didn't know that the Red Cell didn't.
Sam's Club, sorry about that.
It's all about the corner.
I was listening to the story and then I just like thought of it.
The Red Cell guys didn't know they were stationed there, so there was some
Left, right up here. Oh, right up here.
There were some officers that they held hostage, and they were going to have negotiations. So one of the Red Cell guys opened up the door and yelled out a phone number that they could call them by to get negotiations. And my dad heard it, and he wrote it down. And once he got settled in back into where he and his guys were hiding, he called the number, and the Red Cell guy picked it up, and my dad whispered as quietly as he could, "We're coming for you," and then hung up. And his commanding officer said, "What the heck did you just do?" And they didn't even get in trouble because they had no idea who they got that phone call from.
And John stood up. John's like, okay, this one time, my mom made some spaghetti. And she made spaghetti for both me and my dad. But I didn't know my dad didn't have any spaghetti yet, so I ate what was left, which apparently was for both of us, but I ate it all. And then after I ate the spaghetti, my dad took me to his room, and he walked up to me and said, son, you don't do that.